In this video, we are going to learn about counter operations. And in the first example, we'll see count up, which is denoted by CTU. This is a count up counter, okay? And we're gonna have an exercise example to understand its operations. So this is a general block of CTU, okay? So let's see what we have in this count up counter. It says the count up counter counts up by 1 when the value of the input parameter CU changes from 0 to 1. So if you see this block diagram, you have CU here, which is the input, count up input. So if this input signal is 0 to 1, okay, this will have 1 in its count value. It will increment by 1, okay? But you have a reset terminal here. If you give a reset signal here, now that's the preset value similar to your timer. Suppose you have a preset value as 3 and your input signal goes 3 times from 0 to 1, then the output will be on, okay? And I was telling about reset. When you give a reset count here, this count value which is here goes back to 0 and output will be off. So you can imagine that the counter can be used to count any signal comes to its CU. It could be inputs, it could be outputs, it could be a time signal. So it could be any event which goes from 0 to 1, which can be counted by a counter to give the outputs. So let's see the timing diagram and an example. So this says that the output signal is 1 if the CV, which is the count value, is greater than or equivalent to PV. So if it is 3 or 4, which should be equivalent to or greater than to PV, the output goes on, okay? That's the current value. So we have a timing diagram here. You can have a look. We have a CU. So let me take a pen. Now the CU is my input signal, okay? So let's say input signal goes on 1 time. This is 1 time. And here it's on for the 2nd time. And this is the CV. This is the CV, which is here, count value. So this is getting incremented. With 1 count, it goes 1. With another count, it goes 2. With another count, it goes 3. And at 4 count, it goes 4. Now, as the present value, preset value is 3, so this is on at 3. The output is on the moment it reaches 3. At the instant the CV is 3, the output is on. And the output is off the moment you have a reset signal. So this reset signal, reset this CV to 0. And if CV is less than, this is greater than, if it is less than PV, the output goes back to 0. This is what a counter says, okay? This is pretty much similar to timers, but here we have a count, okay? Now, did you know fact says the number of counters that we can use in the program is limited only by the amount of memory in the CPU. So unlike other PLC where you have a limited number of counters, in S7-1200 it depends on the memory. If your memory is being filled up by other ladders, you can use limited counters, but if your memory is free, you can use as much counters you want, okay? And it says that individual counter use 3 bytes for int or US int and 6 bytes for int or uint and 12 bytes for double int, okay? So you have a different memory allocation for different types of data inputs, okay? Now, let's take an example. It says write a logic to latch the output Q0.0 using I0.0. So you have an input to latch the output and unlatch the output if I0.1 goes from 0 to 1 10 times, counts. So now we are counting I0.1. So we have an output which is latched by I0.0 and another input. If this input goes 10 times, the output should be off, okay? And use I0.2 to reset the counter. Okay, so let's check this application in Siemens TIA. So this is the last logic. I'll go back to ladder and I would like to delete everything because now we are designing counter logic. Okay, the first case was we have to latch an output using I0.0. So to latch the output, I'm going to use Q0.0 and I will use its contact in parallel for the latching. I'm not using set reset, I'm using simple latching logic. So you connect that here. So once I turn on my input, it will turn on my output and this will latch the output, okay? Now this output should be unlatched if my another input, which is I0.1, is on 10 times, okay? So if my input, oh wait a second, here. Yeah, if my another input i0.1, if this is on 10 times, let me rename this tag. I'll rename it as count. So if this goes 10 times, this should be off. How we can do that? We can use this input and give it to the counter. So go to the counter operation, take CTU, connect that here. This is the address. I'll put counter 1, name of the data block, address is db2. Now PV, I need 10, and I'm not using CV because I can see that counts here. Now if this goes 10 times, I have Q which is on. Okay, I can use is NC contact to break the latching. So I can use NC contact here. So this is my NC. Now what will be the address? As you have understand in the changing the parameters video, we will use this counter 1 and its Q output. So you will type C OUNTR and you will find the data block of this counter, and we need its Q. So you will take the, wait a second, this is counter 1. Yeah, you will take this QU, count up. Okay, so this is tagged with this address. Okay, counter 1 QU. Now we need to give a reset. Now the reset was i0.2. So you can take a parallel input and name it as i0.2, and you can rename the tag reset, and you can connect that here, so it will be aligned automatically. So this is the logic. Okay, so let's have a look. Let me download that. So what will happen with the input? My output will be latched, and once the second input goes 10 times, output will be unlatched. This is like accounting something. You know, you can imagine this application like you are turning on the conveyor using a button, and on conveyor you have a sensor which when goes 10, the conveyor will stop. It is, you can relate that like this. Okay, so let's start the input and latch the output first. Okay, my output is latched. We assume that we have a momentary input and output is latched. Now I will run the CU 10 times, which will break the contact and output will be off. Okay, so I'll take another input i0.1. This is one time, second time, and you can monitor this here. You can see that it's 2 here. Okay, if I take it to 10, so I need to press it 10 times. Sorry, by mistake I pressed reset. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the moment it goes 10, you can see that the Q output was on, which reset my motor, and this is at 10, and even if I turn off my input, it remains at 10 and it goes to 11. And our logic says if the CV is greater than equivalent to PV, the output will be true. So this will be open. The motor is stopped. If I turn on my input, this will not run because this is NC, this breaks the contact. So to go back to 0, I have to reset this counter. So I will use i0.2 to reset this block so that I can start my operation again. So my reset is on, my counter goes back to 0, and I can latch the motor again. Okay, again I have to make it 10 times on to unlatch the motor. Okay, so let me do it once for you. 7, 8, 9. At 10, motor is off and everything is off. So I can reset it again. So this was about count up counter. We also have count down counter, which we will see later in the videos. So this is the same ladder logic. I have it here, and the corresponding FPD solution is here. And if you see the relation, this is like our OR operation for motor and start. So this is the OR operation, and that's the start and the motor. That goes to an NC of, this is ANDed with NC of counter.QU. So this is an AND operation. This is counter.QU. This is an NC because you see a bubble here. This bubble represents this is an NC. Okay, and then the output goes to motor, so the output goes to the motor. So the first, this part of the ladder logic is made here. Now you have this counter. So this is the counter block. Input is I0.1. This is I0.1. Reset is I0.2. I0.2. PV is 3 here, but you can use 10 as per the question. So this should be 10 here. And the Q output is going nowhere. So this is going nowhere. And in the CV, we have used a data block, data register, if you want to monitor it. Otherwise, you can see the value here. But this is used in case if you want to use this value for some other operation, then you need to mention the address MW0. We will see that. Suppose if you want to compare its value, counter value, with some other in comparison commands, we will see that in the comparison videos. You can use this address MW0. Okay, so this was about the counter count up. If you have any doubt, you can post me a comment. So let's review what did we learn in this lesson. Counters are used to generate the output on specific count of inputs. Okay, if you have preset value as 3, the counter will generate output at 3 or more than 3. If the value of parameter CV, current count value, is greater than or equal to the value of PV, then the counter output parameter Q is equivalent to 1. As we have seen that if CV is greater than or equivalent to PV, we have the output. This is what it says. If the value of reset parameter R changes from 0 to 1, the CV is reset to 0. Yeah, because we use reset to reset the counters, so CV will reset back to 0. Okay, so this is all about the counter count up. In the next video, we'll see counter count down. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.